What is going on, beautiful people? Lee Hammock, your favorite self aware diagnosed narcissist, better known as mental illness. And welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains Live. Live. Today's live is going to be about answering the question: do narcissists ever regret what they did? So I'm going to talk for a few minutes and then we're going to have, a Q&A at the end and whatnot. So y'all can drop your questions in the chat and I will respond to them accordingly and whatnot. So appreciate y'all being here. Boom, boom, boom. What's going on? Hey. What is going on? What's going on? So to answer your question about do narcissists ever regret what they did? A lot of narcissistic people, y'all. Let's keep it hot. I'm gonna keep it hot. Y'all know I like to keep it hot and ready, like a Little Caesars pizza. A lot of narcissists do not regret what they did. There's a lot of narcissistic people over there who don't want to deal with shame, so they kind of try to wash away the sins of the relationship, the wrongdoings of the relationship. And a lot of them do this by blaming you. A lot of them put it onto you. A lot of narcissistic people that hurt you and do horrible things to you put it onto you as to why they did what they did. Like you were deserving of the behaviors because you had a hand. You had a hand in how they are treating you. You have a hand in how they were behaving and what they did. So they typically try to blame you, to avoid accountability. I know I put my hands on you, but I've only did that with you. So it must have been you, right? It must have been your fault that I put my hands on you. It had to be you because I haven't put my hands on anybody else. You're the first person that did something. You're the first person that made me do that. That happens quite a bit right there where they blame you so they don't have to regret their actions. They're like, you know what? No, it wasn't my fault right there. It was your fault. They put it onto you because a lot of narcissists want to avoid shame. They want to avoid shame and accountability at all costs. Especially the unaware narcissists. There are a lot of self-aware narcissists that still avoid shame and whatnot, but the unaware ones do as well. The unaware narcissists do as well and whatnot. That's what happens with narcissistic people. They typically try to avoid shame and, regret brings about the shame and whatnot. So that happens so much. Another thing that narcissistic people do is like they have the spectrum of remorse and guilt. I know a lot of people also ask, I know the topic is, do narcissists regret what they did? Another way that people ask that question is that, do they have remorse for what they did? Do they feel guilty for what they did? So my therapist asked me, she asked me, she's like, describe guilt for me. Describe how you go through the process of guilt. I would say I would feel guilty about what I did or things that I have done in the past or whatnot. I would feel guilty. I would feel it. I would feel bad for what I had done. But then, like, my mind would do these kind of mental gymnastics that, that rationalize my behaviors. My mind would absolutely find a way to rationalize my behaviors because I didn't want to feel like a bad person. I didn't want to feel like a bad person overall. So my mind would do whatever it needed to do to rationalize my behaviors. So it would go through blaming the other person. It would go through saying that they did something to deserve it. It would go through just like, hey, you cheated or whatever because they weren't performing their duties or some stupidity like that. It would always try to shake free of the guilt. My mind would do like literally mental gymnastics. Like, who did that? Terry. Yeah, the mental cartwheel. My mind. That's what my mind would do to avoid the guilt. It would do a mental cartwheel just to kind of get away with backflip. It was Simone Biles away from the guilt. You know what I mean? That would happen so much. So some of them do not feel guilty for what they've done. And some of them, the ones that do feel guilty, they will try to make up. Some of them will try to make up for y'all. In order to get rid of the guilt, they'll change their behaviors for a little bit. They'll change their behaviors for a little bit. They'll promise to change. They'll do this. They'll do that. They'll start buying you gifts. They'll start doing things that, you've been asking them to do and whatnot. But the crazy thing about it is, you might not even know that they've done something to you. Like a narcissist guilty conscience will tell they will tell you they've done something to you. If they've been mean to you for 3 months straight, then all of a sudden out of nowhere, they start being nice to you and start being kind to you. chances are they've done something that they feel guilty about. Like their guilty conscience is making them do something. That remorseful conscience will make them try to clean up and spick and span the house and do all kinds of crazy, and like do nice things. Try to clap the cheeks. Like, look, I know we haven't clapped cheeks in about a few months, but guess what? I'm feeling it tonight. I'm feeling it tonight. They'll do something silly like that to try to suck you back into it. And you don't even know, like I said, sometimes you don't even know they've done you wrong. They're like their body and their mind is snitching on them. Like they self snitch. Like what's Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer. He said stop self snitching. Narcissistic people self snitch on themselves a lot of the time. You just have to pay attention for their behaviors. So even if they try to act like they don't feel bad for what they've done, their body and their mind will tell on themselves, y'all. Like, you just have to watch the behaviors. You do. Just watch how they watch how they act out of nowhere. They're acting nice and kind and generous and, acting like, if they're acting remorseful out of nowhere for no reason, chances are they've done something wrong to you. And then it's kind of like they started to build up their line of credit with you. They started doing nice deeds, good deeds for you. So when you do find out, if you do find out, they can just say, hey, I bought you some flowers. Hey, I bought you that baseball bat. Hey, I bought you that round of golf. I bought you a round of golf. I bought you a round of golf because I got a round of applause in my cheeks. My cheeks got clapped. So I had to buy you a round of golf. I got a round of applause from the clapping. You got a round of golf. We're even, we are even Stevens. Watch how their patterns go up. Because some narcissists do feel so guilty, even though they won't express it with their mouths. Their bodies will do something to y'all. It's just kind of like that right there. Their bodies will show you that they're guilty, that they're feeling that guilt and whatnot. They will, y'all. They will absolutely express their guilt in certain ways and whatnot. Like, a lot of them do not feel guilty, y'all. You have the darker narcissists, the sociopathic narcissists, the psychopathic narcissistic people that don't have that empathy center at all, and so they'll start treating you bad. Like, they'll get angry and feel like you deserve it. They don't care. Some of them do not care, y'all. They don't have the capacity to feel remorse or guilt, but the ones who are, I guess, lower level on the spectrum will show you that in a few ways. Some of them will absolutely get super cold towards you. How they express their guilt is weird. They'll get super cold towards you to try to shake free of it. I'm going to get cold and callous towards you. I'm going to get dark on you because I'm upset, because my feelings are hurt, because I feel guilty. Don't you see how I feel? What about me? What about me? So do they ever regret what they've done to you? Yeah, some of them will regret what they. So let me rewind it a little bit. Regret. Some of them will regret what they've done to you or what they've put you through for a little while, but that doesn't mean you should take them back. I don't care if they put it in writing. I don't care if they write a 25-page dissertation for you to write. If they defend their thesis on cheating, on why cheating is okay. I don't care if they do that. I don't care if they successfully defend their thesis on cheating on you, why cheating is good. I don't care. It doesn't mean you should take them back. They might type it up. Some of them might type it up or send you a message or call you. I just feel so bad for what I did to you, but I'm hurting too. They try to equalize it. They try to invalidate you by validating themselves. I know I did you wrong. I know I did. That's not up for debate. We can both agree that I've done you wrong, but I'm hurting too. Damn it, I'm hurting too. Don't you think I feel bad about clapping them cheeks? Don't you think I feel terrible? Look what I did to you. They don't. They will try to rationalize their behaviors and try to feel good about themselves. They try to make themselves the victim. Like, if they do have some semblance of guilt, they will try to self-victimize themselves. Just like, I'm the victim here too. We're both hurting. We're both hurting here. They'll do that type of stuff right there. It just happens within that space. So some of them, even if they tell you that they feel guilty out, that does not mean that you should take them back. Because this is what happens, y'all. I'm gonna just tell you, this is what happens if they do have a little bit of guilt and you take them back. The little bit of guilt is gone because you took me back. Because you took them back, it means the guilt is gone. You see what I'm saying? Because now, if it was that bad, you wouldn't have took me back. So now I've rationalized my behaviors by you taking me back. They use you to rationalize their behaviors. You see what I'm saying? They absolutely use you yourself to rationalize their toxic behaviors because you took me back. If you didn't, like, why would you take me back if it was that bad? So it must not be that bad. So I have nothing to feel guilty about. It's gone. So when you take them back, they think that you're okay with the behavior. So why should I feel guilty about something that you accept? You know, why should I feel guilty or regretful for something that you tolerate? Something that you took me back for. You saw what I did. Absolutely know what I did. So why should I feel guilty about doing this and doing that? You took me back. Why should I? Why would I? You know, why would I do that? But that's the mindset. It's such black and white thinking. Sometimes they will, if they have a little bit of guilt or a little bit of remorse, they will blame you for taking them back. Like, why the hell would you take me back? Why'd you take me back? Like, if you was that bad, you wouldn't take me back. So just think about that before you take your toxic narcissistic ex back when they say, I ain't feeling so mad. You know what else I feel bad about? I ripped our family apart. But I'm gonna change. Lip be quivering. I'm gonna change for you, I promise. Just give me that chance. I don't want to live anymore. What I did to you is unforgivable. They'll tell you, they'll tell you what they did to you was unforgivable, but then expect forgiveness. They'll tell you what I did was unforgivable, but then expect you to forgive them. Make it make sense. That's what happens. That's the counterintuitive mouth of them. It's just like, you did me wrong. I know I did you wrong. And what I did for you, what I did to you, was truly unforgivable. But damn it, I deserve a second chance. What? Huh? How does that make sense? Like, huh? Really? And this is what happens sometimes. Y'all be so caught up in the tears, y'all don't even catch that right there. You don't even catch that part of it right there. You didn't catch that part of it. You were just like, oh, you cried. Come here, let me give you a hug. And they be like, thank you for hugging me. They'll do that type of stuff right there. They'll start scream crying. Because I'm doing one-on-ones with people. That's what people say. I've never heard them cry like that before. They were screeching like a baby. I'm like, yeah, because they know that they pull out all the stops. Shame, they tell that, shame goes out the window. Shame takes a break. Shame clocks out for the evening. And they just start doing shameful stuff. They start crawling on the ground, doing like little bicycle kicks on the ground. It just gets weird, y'all. So some of them might feel guilty, but that scream crying, they feel like you should accept it by any means necessary. You know what I mean? They really feel like you should accept their behaviors. So that's how it goes, though. Yeah, that's the toxicity. So do some of them feel guilty and remorseful? Yeah, but like I said, some of them will rationalize what they've done in a few different ways. They really will, y'all. And that's the mindset of some of them. Like, truly, it's a truly toxic mindset. Girl, we be so so yeah. I'm gonna open up like I said, I'm done with the main part of the video, y'all. So I'm gonna open up the floor for some questions and whatnot. I'm trying something new tonight, y'all. So I got a few minutes. I got about 15. I got about 15 minutes. So if y'all want to actually hop on the live and ask some questions, you can do that as well. You can ask me some questions about shame and guilt and all the other good stuff. You can hop on the live and ask a few questions. Like, we're gonna keep it like to a few questions. Can't go over the top and whatnot. Just I put the link in the chat and whatnot. If y'all want to hop on and ask a few questions, I got about 15 minutes, so I can take 2 or 3 people if y'all want to hop on and whatnot. You don't have to turn your camera on. You can just do the mic if you want to. You can use your voice and all the other good stuff. Talk about narcissists in jail. The narcissist in jail, they run out of they get very, very good at using their words. I would say that narcissists in jail get very good at using their words to manipulate you with, because that's all they have. If you think about it, a narcissist in jail just like, I only have my words, so this is all I can use. So they get very good at making promises that they can't really keep. They get very good at making you feel guilty for going out here and try to live your life. You out there living your life, and you living your life to the fullest. I'm in here. Yeah, you can hear the lip quivering as the timer counts down on the clock on the phone call. You have 1 minute left. you can feel the quiver through the phone and whatnot. You can feel it through the space right there. It does happen though. So got a first guess. Hey, what's going on?
Hi,
What is up?
how
What
are
is
you?
up? I'm doing very well. How you doing today?
Good. I missed actually the most of what you were saying in your live, but I
Oh,
wanted to jump on here and ask a quick question. My my ex-husband is extremely narcissistic,
okay.
um, and very abusive. I haven't been with him in 2.5 years, but I've had a protection order for the last two. We
Hmm.
have a kid together. He doesn't ever try to contact or reach out to my son or me, because of the protection order. There has been a couple times he's talked to my son, but anyways, this week the protection order is done,
Oh.
and he reaches out to somebody who knows. I think he knows that they would have told me, but he's like, "How do I find out if she's still, or not she, but he said, how do I find out if the protection order has been dropped? I have this bull crap protection order, blah blah blah, you know."
Hmm.
And they were like, I don't know what you're talking about, basically, but they did. And then they told me. So I'm kind of freaking out. I don't know if this is like typical narcissistic, like just trying to get a rise out of me. I didn't respond to it. I didn't try to reach out to him or anything like that,
Yeah.
even though I wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not really sure what to do.
So in that space right there, I wouldn't, you said it expires soon. So that's on him to figure that out. You know what I mean? If there's something he tries to figure out. But is that bait to get you to reach out? Yeah, that could be very well be like fishing bait to get you to try to reach out to him and whatnot, to just talk to him or whatever the situation is for him. Because
Yeah.
a lot of them will try to use third parties because that's why he reached out to somebody else because he didn't know the order, he can't talk to you directly, so it's just like, I'm gonna reach out to you just in case or just in case she spread it to you or she's told you this right here. So it just within that space.
It just blew my mind because I'm like, I didn't think for 1 second that he would even realize that this week was the week.
Oh no, they count down. They be counting down. You ever seen the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith in it?
No,
It's a
I haven't seen it.
so there's only zombies can only like the humanoids can only come out at night. So they kind of wait in the shadows until the sun goes down. That's what
Like, he
narcissistic
got a
people do.
girlfriend, I moved on to a new relationship, so I'm thinking he's just gonna leave me alone, and then
Uh,
all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh, great, here we go," because it's, like, right around the corner and he's on it already.
Yeah,
So,
because they think about that. They can try to so what they'll do sometimes is they'll try to make it about the kid. They're just like, "Oh, it's about our kid together, whatever." But they're asking directly about you, you know?
yeah,
So within that
he
space,
don't go yeah, he never goes out of his way to get a hold of his kids, but he
yeah,
does go out of his way to get a rise out of me,
yeah.
so
And sometimes in that space right there, they can be, they can have a placeholder person while they're
mhm,
doing their time or locked up or whatever. They can have a placeholder person just to just keep them busy so they don't have to be alone. And then when the order expires, they try to reach out to you. But like I said, I don't know if you can renew it or whatever. But I would just say, I wouldn't do any unnecessary contact with him. I know sometimes
the
you have to talk to him about the kid or whatever if he reaches
mhm,
out to certain avenues. I don't know if you have a third party app or something that y'all go through, but
mhm,
I wouldn't talk to him like that in any, because they would give him false hope. He was just like, oh, she's talking to me again. You know,
uh-huh.
it would probably make him light up. He's just like, oh,
Well,
I'm
I'm
in.
definitely nervous and scared by all means. Like, I already have PTSD from the whole situation of I was with him for 14 years. So
Hmm.
the last
Yeah.
year or two was extremely hard and hard to get away from. So I'm like, I've been so relieved this whole time. And so this morning when I got that screenshot of the messages he was sending, I'm like, had a little panic attack. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't felt like that since I was literally with him.
Hmm.
'Cause I was so worried about it, like, instantly, I'm like, "Oh my god," like, I thought he was gonna leave me alone, what am I about to go through?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I was just double checking, like, should I just avoid even knowing that I know? Is that the best
Yeah.
thing, is to just go
I
on.
wouldn't. It's just me personally. I wouldn't reach out to him and just let you know that he's, fishing around. He's just like, oh, that's not about you. So you may. So if I was him and you reach out to me, I was like, see, you always making things about you. This ain't about you. We have a kid together, and I'm trying to be there for him. So then he'll just try to make it seem like you're
Yeah,
going crazy. It's just like your first
and he
your first gaslight from when the order gets dropped.
yeah, and I don't wanna give him the benefit of knowing that it got to me at all, like, I don't
Mhm.
want him to even know that it bothered me in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
'Cause I really think that he wants that, like, he's had no control over me for the last 2 years, 2.5 years. and it's drove him crazy, I'm
Oh yeah.
sure. So,
So
because he had control of me for 14 years. So,
keep the no control up there. Be proud of yourself. That's tough to do.
yeah, thank you so much.
That's no problem. Thanks for hopping on here. I appreciate it. Like,
Yep.
yay. I love it.
Yeah.
Be safe. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Got another person. What's going on? To Cara. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Well, how about yourself?
I'm doing okay. So, I was with my narcissistic baby father for 5 years, and the last year, last year, things just started going crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
he started coming home late. He started like not doing, taking me out, buying me flowers. Like it was one point where, I bought myself flowers, and his mom was like, first of all, his mom a narcissist, so yeah. His mom
Oh.
was like, "Well, who bought them flowers?" He was like, "She probably bought it for herself or whatever." So, and then I found out I was pregnant, and he was just like, "Oh, I don't want another baby or whatever like that." And then like the mental and physical abuse and all that started getting really, really worse. So I ended up leaving him.
Mm-hmm.
Before I left him, he was trying to like I guess hoover me, but I was like rejecting him and everything, and he really thought I wasn't gonna leave, but I ended up leaving. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So when I left, he was trying this. I had a gut feeling, woman's intuition, like he was cheating. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I just didn't have proof. So he was just trying to like blame me why the relationship didn't work, or blame me, talk about, well, if you would have never left, we wouldn't be in this situation, whatever like that.
Yep.
Come to find out, he was cheating for like a whole year.
Mm.
Yeah. So basically, um he basically just like every time like, well, I've been going no contact with him, but recently Christmas came up, my baby birthday came up, and I started to feel bad. So every time I like broke no contact, he would like trigger me,
Yep.
and it would just be a hot mess. And then like he'll flip the script on me and act like it's my fault that, again, like that we're not, even though I found out he was cheating.
Yep.
you know. And so now he's with the new supply or whatever like that. But he'll still try to trigger me. Like he still have my credit card on his phone,
Oh
and like
Lord.
he'll try to use it for me to contact him. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he'll try to turn around and be like, "Why you calling me with all this foolishness?" And I'm like, "Bro, you literally trying to use my credit card just to see, so I could see you taking out this new girl and doing everything.
Oh
Mine's
hell.
on 8 months
So
pregnant."
you can't change that credit card number?
No, I end up doing it now.
Oh, okay. I was
But
just
like,
like, that's just fresh bait right there. He gonna keep doing that if you don't
right.
change that. They're just like,
Right.
let me mess with her today.
And I recently found out, I'm just gonna be honestly transparent, that he gave me a STD while I'm pregnant, and from not using protection, obviously, with who the girl he with now,
Yeah.
and like he takes no accountability.
Yeah.
Like he
They-
has
They'll
no
they'll
soul.
blame you. You see, the topic is the regret. Do they regret what they did? He'll say no. You like, you should have maybe used protection. That's on you.
No,
Or
he
he'll say you
literally
gave it to me.
no. He know for sure that like we both like he not. I mean, narcissist is stupid, but like we literally had not trying to be mean, but you
Yeah,
know,
I get it.
we had a daughter, and like everything was good with her, and then now I'm pregnant, and I'm literally finding out like, I got an
Mhm.
STD, and he was like, "You calling me this morning with all this mess, knowing I'm 8 months pregnant." You know
So
what
he
I'm
knew though,
saying?
but he knew he had him though.
He had to, even if he
Yeah.
didn't know, like he knew him having sex unprotectedly, then coming home
Yeah.
to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's evil.
Even
That's so evil.
yeah, even
But
knowing like I'm pregnant too,
that
and then
reaction told you everything you needed to know, though. It's just like, you called me with this mess in the morning. He didn't say, "Oh, what? Really? Oh my god, let me go get checked out." You see, that's what I was just saying. Sometimes, and it's gonna sound so horrible, but sometimes like they will do that on purpose. Like sometimes, like you see sometimes like, oh man, knowingly infects so and so with this STD. Like sometimes they will do that, so they make you feel like nobody else will want you. Nobody else is gonna want you with that. You need to come and stay with me. We both got it, so we might as well just stay together or stay in each other's orbit or something like that. I've heard some crazy stuff. I've heard and seen some crazy evil stuff along these last few years of me, dealing on this journey right here. So some of them will do that on purpose. I'm not saying that because his reaction just says that he knows he had
right,
something. I'm not telling you
and
press
then
charges
like
on him, but
he literally, like, I think he literally hates me because he didn't think I was gonna leave, because I was the woman who made sure the kids was good, the house was clean, all of that stuff. Like they call it like grade A supply, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one that made sure all the bills was paid, even though,
Yeah.
he paid his part. It was 50-50. I will give him that. But he was like literally like abusing me. And I'm a strong black woman, and he know that. So he didn't think I was gonna leave him.
Yeah.
So now that, and he even told me out his mouth, like, I didn't want to be with her, like the new supply now. You get what I'm saying? I didn't want to
Yeah.
be with her. You the reason why this happened, because you left. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so I was supposed to stay in the abuse. I was supposed to stay in the manipulation. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes, you were.
And he really think he think I was supposed to stay, Lee. He
Yeah.
think I was supposed to, and he hate me that I'm standing my ground. He hate me that I'll go no contact. He hate me that I didn't sit there and put up with his BS. And I'm not, I'm not trying to make this race or anything, but he's used to going for the different,
Yeah.
like white girl, Spanish girl, his last baby mama, she's put up with his stuff. Like this girl he with now, like she just dumb because she know he had a woman and a child at home, and she was just waiting to be pick me. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
like, oh, they're so in love. Like, girl, the only reason why he's with, he's with you now because he needs you. He needs somewhere to stay. He don't want to go back to his mama's house. He need to ride to work. You know what I'm saying? The car is in my name. The apartment's in my name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he hate me, but it's okay though.
He's like,
I'm fine with that.
he's sleeping for shelter. Then he sound like he's just trying to clap some cheeks for shelter.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wild. That's in that space right there. That's a wild mindset to have. That's like he's like, because you say you already have one by him though, right? You already have one.
Yeah, I have a 4-year-old.
So he's gonna try to, like, I don't know what he like with the parenting situation, like, but like he's gonna stay trying to like hovering around your life like a, he's gonna try to stay in your orbit and not try to make your life difficult.
But he has 2 other older kids, and the reason why he was around them when we was together, because I was the one like, oh, you called your kids, let's go get your kids for the summer. Like now that I'm out of the situation, like the fog has cleared, so I'm starting to see stuff clearly, like, oh, so this what that was, and you know what I'm saying, like just put everything together. And he swear he like the best man ever. Like, no, sir, you're not. You're a little boy. And I already know where his trauma come from. He come from his mom. His mom is a narcissist. She left him when he was 9, and he always say, "Oh, you would never took me from my daddy." This, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. So he has mommy issues, and he was throwing them big old tantrum, punching holes in the wall. I'm sick. I'm at the time I was like 3 months pregnant. He like trying to yoke me up and do all this other stuff. Like I'm not that woman. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not at all. So yeah. So like you say, like don't ever go back. If y'all hear this, do not ever go back, because when I left him in like May, I had left him before, and he was like, "Oh baby, I'm gonna change it," and it got worse. And
Yeah, it
now
always gets worse. Yeah.
It got worse. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you, and I watch your videos all the time, so I had to get on.
I appreciate you. Shout out, thank you for coming out here and sharing your story and whatnot. Just happy healing, and take care of yourself, take care of them kids and whatnot.
I will. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Be blessed. Take care of yourself. Yay. Shout out for the y'all. That's tough, y'all. Just getting on here and just telling your stories and whatnot. I appreciate the bravery it requires. Like I said, y'all don't have to put your face on here if y'all don't want to. So it's 28 minutes, so I'm gonna cut this one short. So y'all, tomorrow night the live show will be back. I saw somebody ask about that earlier. Waving the Red Flag show will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're talking about religion and narcissists, toxic relationships, spiritual warfare, and toxic narcissistic relationships, y'all. Spiritual warfare. So we'll be back 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night, and we having guests on too. So if you have a story about spiritual narcissistic warfare or whatever, you can send the story into you want to be on the show. Like tomorrow we'll do guests for about 5 to 7 minutes each. You can tell your story, ask some questions and whatnot. But you can send your story into waving the red flag show at gmail.com for tomorrow night and whatnot. And shout out to, hold on, I have some comments I had saved earlier. Shout out to Uncle Slim just hopped out the bushes to drop off this donation back to the bushes. I go, shout out to you. Thank you for donating to the channel. Seriously, appreciate it, y'all. All donations to the channel are greatly appreciated. Margaret, what's going on, Margaret? She said, no guilt, no regret. My dumb ass forgiving him. Hey, it happens. I know your story. Your story is very inspiring. Your story is one of the most inspiring ones. So just stay strong, protect yourself in that space right there. I got a question. What exactly does it mean when narcissists claim they have empathy? They just try to fake like they care. It just saying like, I care a lot. I care so much. I have compassion. I can feel. I feel what you feel. Typically, it's a lie because most narcissists have a lack of empathy. You know, serious lack of empathy. Man, appreciate it. The donation to the channel says, December 1st, my ex of 7 years dumped me because she said I wasn't emotional enough. That her ex passed away. She found out he died on Thanksgiving. They were together for 2 months, 3 years ago. What? Yeah, so sometimes, this is not me trying to rag on borderline personality disorder, but BPD people do have what they call a favorite person. And I'm not sure how long it takes to lock onto a favorite person or to choose a favorite person or something like that, but they can become very, very attached to people, in that space right there. But they will, they expect you to care. I think a lot of times people, it's just not just borderline people. They expect you to feel what they feel. They expect you to just mourn with them. You don't care enough about my ex, my 60 days of love I had 3 years ago. They will try to drive you crazy. They will mess with your mind and whatnot. So I would just take your time right there because it'd be hard for me. I think anybody, just not me, having narcissistic personality disorder. I feel like it'd be hard for anybody to just like, oh, your ex of 3 years ago passed away. How long did y'all date? Oh, 2 months. Oh, woo, okay. Yeah, she was amazing, y'all. I left 2 weeks ago. So tomorrow night, y'all, tomorrow night we'll literally be back on the show tomorrow night. I would love to speak with you. How do I schedule that? So I do one-on-ones on my y'all. I'm gonna drop the link in the comment section as well. I do one-on-ones. And y'all, check out my self-love journal on Amazon. If you don't have my self-love journal, Lee Hammock, I Love Me, a self-love journal on Amazon. I'll drop the link for that. And also, last but not least, drum roll, my kids' book. Remember, it's not your fault. If you have children in toxic relationships or toxic households, check out my book. Remember, it's not your fault. It helps. It can help you talk to your kids. It's a conversation starter about toxic relationship spaces and whatnot. So if y'all, like I said, somebody tomorrow, 8 years, I want to go no contact. There you go. Holly. Appreciate it. The closer you guys are with God, the further they become. Yeah. But you can also create some physical distance too, physical distance. Anyway, y'all, I have to hop off this thing. Tomorrow night, we'll be back on the show. Tomorrow night, Waving the Red Flag show. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I truly appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm thankful for y'all because without y'all, I am not here, So thankful for y'all. Thank you for all the donations to the channel. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're talking about religion and narcissism. So y'all will see the post up here pretty soon. And I will see you tomorrow. No, so do I record the one-on-ones? No, I don't do that. The one-on-ones are super private. And I don't post about it. I don't talk about them. Just in this way. The self-love journal, I'll put the link in here, right here. But yeah, one-on-ones, I don't record them. No. I've done so many of them. Yeah. Exciting stuff coming up, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out. Peace.